Hey there and welcome back. So in today's video, you have to pardon the mess that's like behind me sort of thing, but I have been working on a couple of projects trying to get back into things, so yeah, that's kind of really cool. But I want to talk about 3D printing. Now, one of my work colleagues, he approached me saying he's seen the channel, a couple of bits and pieces like that, and he said to me about he recently got a 3D printer and offered if there was any little bits that I would like doing to let him know, see if he could do them. And it did lead to a couple of really cool little things being made. Now what I will do, I will, if I can't pop the link in the description, then I will give him a mention. So if you go onto Thingiverse and you look up Confused Coyote, so that's Confused Coyote on Thingiverse, this is his like little thing where he's got some bits and pieces on. So yeah, so give him a check out. And I mean, I don't know if he makes anything off Thingiverse, I'm not really up with it, but yeah, just go give him a check out and a like, because I know he's doing like, you know, doing a few little bits and pieces and experimenting. So hey, you may find something cool and that was handy. And there are a couple of little bespoke bits that you will see behind me on there as well. So yeah, and I'm looking forward to using those as well. So he has helped me to design a specific item for something that I am going to be doing, which is fantastic. And also he came to me with a couple of pieces, couple of little bits and things like that. Now, so 3D printing. Yes, I did kick the camera. We are back. Now, 3D printing. So I do understand the, how do I put it, the attraction to 3D printing. You know, you get your 3D printer, you can print what you want, as many as you want, and in theory it's the fraction of the cost apart from the initial outlay. So I understand if people are, say, doing it for, you know, making things for a profit, then great. And you know, if you've got, say, a locomotive that needs like a certain little part that you can't get anymore, you know, you can design it. It's absolutely fantastic. So what I'm saying is, while I understand them, you know, I would still check out my local model shop, because, you know, if say you're just making a everyday layout, if you, say, for example, don't know anybody who has a 3D printer or anything like that, then I understand, you know, the cost just to do one layout would completely and utterly outweigh, you know, the cost of going to your, like I said, going to your model shop and, you know, seeing what they've got, getting the bits off them. It would make completely no sense to get them. But like I said, like my work colleague, my friend, who's, you know, doing a bit more with it and things like that, then I do see how it's really cool, especially for those bespoke parts. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to move you guys to the desk behind me, and we're just going to have a look at some of the stuff what he's made. And yeah, so it's I mean, he's one specific item he made, you know, helped design and made it, and absolutely made up with this, and it will definitely be getting used. And yeah, it's just really cool what's been done. So so yeah, so I would definitely agree to something to experiment with. And if you can get a decent 3D printer that's not going to break the bank, to like experiment with, maybe make a few, you know, like bespoke items, or even do it to, say, likes of a channel like what I have sort of thing, I could maybe in the future offer some, I don't know, some form of little items or something that people could get as like a keepsake for the channel or something, I don't know. But I do understand the attraction of that. But yeah, you do have to keep in mind the initial, you know, outlay, what it's going to cost. And you know, it can be expensive. You can get one for a couple of £100, but especially if you do model stuff like this, it's not to say that it may not be the best at what you need it to do. So yeah, so I definitely do see the attraction of 3D printing, and who knows, maybe in the future it's something that I may get myself and have a little go with. Like I said, I may be able to I don't know, offer a couple of little souvenir bits what people could get, or if I ever go down that route, you know, I could say give to members who join or something like that. I don't know, that's way in the future yet. That's not even been thinking about. But just with the bits what he's made and sorted out, I thought, you know what, let me just actually show you what you kind of can do. Or if you know someone, you know, who has that equipment, you know, if they don't mind doing a couple of bits where you can get, it is kind of cool. And you know what, I could actually even see this being an advantage for a model shop, because if you had something at a request, you know, and you didn't have, you know, the equipment to do with at home, you know, for a small cost, they could actually, if you've got the file and everything what you need, they could do that for you. So that's a really interesting thought. You know, they could make them bespoke little parts for you. Obviously, yeah, I know some of them do take hours to do, but you know, that's still an interesting little thing. So maybe, hey, that could be a good idea for some shops. You know, you could, for people who don't have access to that, maybe some older people, that could actually be kind of a cool little idea if it's feasible to do so. So yeah, so anyway, let's take you down onto the desk. Again, you'll have to apologise for the bit of a mess. And yeah, let's have a look at the bits what have been made so far. And yeah, I'm really excited about one of these in particular. So let's go and have a look. Okay, so here we have our disc of many things. But right, so okay, so let's just have a quick look. So the first little bit what he made, just experimenting with, are these, and just have a look at how cool these are. You know, these are little barrels. Yeah, you'll have to I do have to apologise for the possible dirty fingernails. I'll try and keep them out of the shop best I can, but yeah, I was doing an incredibly mucky job and it just will not come out, so I am sorry about that. But yeah, if we get a decent look at these, you can see it's even got the detail on the top, like for where you put your oil, coolant, water, whatever that you like to keep in these. And if we look at this, we have quite a few of these. Now, you know, these, all they would need is a little bit of primer, a little bit of painting, and then I think that's them all. And we even have a black one here to look at, which looks very cool as well. So yeah, so just with a little bit of paintwork, and you can see obviously that's clearly the bottom where it's been attached to the plate, I believe it is, what's at the bottom. I promise you I'm not that old, it's just I'm not very familiar with I'm just not really very familiar with 3D printing yet. So that's our first little item what he's printed for us. And a second one, I can't remember for the life of me at this point in time what the name is, but I'm sure he'll go mad at me when he sees this video. But check out these concrete or replica concrete barriers, like kind of what you see on the motorway. And they've even got the slots in. You can join these together. You can kind of, and there's a lot there, because yes, I did ask him to make quite a few for us, because I think these are fantastic. And as far as that I'm aware as well, these are all in 1/76 scale. So in fact, yes, I do have a vehicle that I can use. There we go. Yeah, why have I put that in front so you can't actually see it? There you go, there's a van. as you can see there, it's roughly in the right scale. There we go, put the light on. Yay! So as you can see, it's in absolutely fantastic scale, and well, we've got the 2, 4, we've got 7 of those, and look how much area that's covered already. You know, we can even box the poor guy in. There you go. Haha, you can't go fix anything now. Right. So yeah, so that is absolutely fantastic, and when I get my layout up and running, these will be brilliant. I mean, in fact, these, if you think about it, if these were lined up like that on a wagon on your railway, then the fact, I mean, if you listen to this, there's absolutely, there's no weight to these whatsoever. So you could have a load of these on your train, and yeah, absolutely fantastic. So, you know, these would not make up a heavy load whatsoever, so they are absolutely brilliant for using. Now, the other thing which you have already seen, and to be honest, I've had some wonderful feedback about this, so I am going to look and make a couple of changes. So thank you so very much for that. I love feedback like that, because, you know, I want to improve stuff for you guys all the time. So absolutely brilliant. So yeah, I will point out, just as I've glued these together, you can see that big line there in the middle where they join. So yeah, so I am going to try and do, I'm going to try and not throw it. Thank you. But as you can, oh dear. See, look, don't you just love this professionalism? So yeah, so this is what we use on our latest review. Let me just slide this into place. And yeah, that line there isn't the best thing. You know, I went back and watched the video. Yeah, so I am going to try and do something with this to make it just a little bit better. Got a couple of ideas, but again, look at this, just a nice little plinth. I know that it's you know, some people who collect these models, you know, they just love to have the little replica on show, and if you've got quite a lot of these, then hey, look at that, absolutely fantastic. I mean, I do understand you could get a piece of wood, put some track on, but yeah, for something a little easy, this is absolutely brilliant. And if you get close to this, you know, you can see that there is a nice amount of detail put in with that too. So fantastic. Now, the last one I am excited about, and this is the one that he helped me to design. So, if you remember, I am doing vans, I will be doing vans. So, I have my little project here. Now, sometimes things don't always go to plan. So in taking this one off, this light bar unfortunately broke, and it broke in a way that could not be fixed. So I was absolutely gutted, because all of these so far I've been able to get them off, and I was made up. I can use the original light bars, looks fantastic, but this one broke off. As you see, this was a complete disaster. This is one I'm going to keep myself, because as you can see, the mirror came off and everything, and the battery's going to die. So let me change it, and let me just come back to you in a split second. And we're back, brilliant. So yeah, panicking, thinking, oh god, what if more come out like this? And yeah, I had a little bit of a moment with this one. So he helped me to design this. Now, I took a van into him. So I actually took this van in, and you can see the way that this is fitted onto the roof. And if we pop this just there, hopefully the camera will pick this up. Have a look at that. That is a in scale replicated light bar, or a light bar replacement. I know sometimes these are done really, I didn't think it was possible to do ones this side, because I have seen them where they are quite chunky, you know, they're quite like big and wide, and I'm not putting anything against that, they look fantastic, but I said, you know, is it possible to do something this size? And just look at that. I mean, it's even got, if I move it there, it's even got the detail in the lines on the top what perfectly match the one what's fitted. So yeah, so I can paint the middle white, and this looks fantastic. I'm absolutely made up with how this turned out. And yeah, so if I get this AA van here and just do that, there we go. That is absolutely fantastic. I love how that looks, and that is going to be done exactly the same way. And let me just see, is it, I think it should still be connected. Ah yes, got a little flashing LED, and if I pop, and we were even able in the bottom of this to put a little groove. If I turn the LED, and in fact let me just turn the lights off. Okay, sorry about the cut, I couldn't get the camera to focus, but look at that until it fell off, but you get the idea. That looks absolutely, yeah, sorry, I'm trying to do that looking through the camera instead of poking my head to the side, but that looks fantastic. So if, or should, hopefully on the very rare occasion that I do need to use them, or I could do all of them that way anyway, then we have a custom light bar. That is absolutely fantastic, and a huge thank you to Colin at Coyote for doing that. That is absolutely brilliant. And for the plan that I have, hopefully in the not too distant future, this is going to be in with that plan. And I don't mean to get thingy, but that is just so incredibly cool. That is absolutely fantastic. So yeah, so this will be used on the vans what I make, or even if I think that they would look better than these, I'm going to change them. You know, there's going to be a couple of options there for you guys and everything, and that is just so incredibly cool. But yeah, so like I said, don't forget to go on Thingiverse, check out Coyote, and this little light bar will be on there for everybody to use. So like I said, there's nothing, you know, I don't want this to be a, you know, only me thing. This is just a cool little light bar. So if you have a 3D printer or anything like that and you want something like this, go and check him out. Like I mentioned at the first little bit of the video, and you can have a amazing looking light bar like this. This is so incredibly cool. So I hope you've enjoyed this little bit of a like chat about, you know, my little experience with 3D printing, and you know, again, a couple of things in the pipeline, and especially with stuff like this, these look fantastic. So yeah, so I would absolutely love to know, you know, do any of you guys, you know, have a 3D printer? You know, does anybody do it for others and things like that? I would genuinely love to know. And yeah, hey, you know, if we get a couple of people and they want to a little mention on the channel or something like that about a couple of things what they may do for model railways, then you know what, give me a shout and I would absolutely love to mention it to someone and to help you guys out a bit as well. So with that being said, I hope you've enjoyed this video. A little bit of a different one, more kind of me just like waffling on a little, so I do apologise about that. But again, I hope you've enjoyed this video. Thank you so very much for watching, and again thank you for staying with us. And with that being said, thumbs up, like and subscribe, and as always we shall see you in the next video.